ABC 3340 News starts now with breaking news.
Breaking news right now. Police and sheriff's deputies on the scene of a chase in Adamsville.
And that chase ended in a crash. ABC 3340's Edward Birch is live. And Ed, what are police telling us at this hour?
Well, this is still a very active scene right now. We're going to take you into it. We've got police that are working to kind of keep this road safe. There's a car right back there. It's a black Jeep that is on its roof. That is the car in question. Two men stole that black Jeep from a residence on Rilla Lane in Adamsville, and then police took those two men in that black Jeep and chased them from Rex Lane to Highway 78 to Pratt Highway. And it was here on Pratt Highway where those two men lost control of the Jeep and hit that power pole that you see right there, and then the car traveled to screen left, if you will. It rolled through this area right here and ended up on its roof in this kind of little, it's a driveway actually that you're looking at right now. Again, this is just off of Pratt Highway. We do know that two men are in custody. It's unconfirmed whether or not there were shots fired leading up to this, but we do know that a gun was confiscated here from the scene, but we do report no injuries, no officers were injured, and that the two men in that car were not injured as well. But again, those two men are in custody, but still a very active scene right here. We're going to stay here and bring you more information as it becomes available. But for now, live in Adamsville, Edward Birch, ABC 3340.
All right, we will continue to follow that story. But right now, we wanted to know, is our drinking water safe?
Lead from aging pipes has been contaminating the water supply in Flint, Michigan since last April. Now, some of us in Alabama also have lead pipes pumping water into our homes every day. ABC 3340 Cynthia Gould worked today to find out if there is any threat to our water supply. Cynthia?
Well, Brenda, we checked with systems all across the metro area. Most told us there are few, if any, lead pipes still left in their systems. As for the actual water itself, places like Shelby County and Tuscaloosa says testing shows no lead at all, but there is another threat inside many older homes.
Clear, clean, and free of contamination. Birmingham Waterworks says its water is top quality.
The Birmingham Waterworks test water monthly, all year long, for lead and other contaminants. We do that at our treatment plants, we do it at our source water intakes, and we do it in a distribution system.
Daryl Jones says the Flint situation is unique. The city changed its water source and didn't have proper treatment in place. In Birmingham,
we have 4 sources of water. We have great sources of water, and we have a stable supply of water.
Water, he says, always meets strict EPA guidelines. They have fielded some calls from customers in light of the Flint situation and use it to recheck operations.
And this is the kind of pics that...
Experts say there is still a risk of contamination on your end from old pipes and soldering in your home.
If you're really concerned, you need to get a plumber that you trust to come to your house, test all the soldered joints for lead, and make sure there's no lead pipe out in the yard delivering the water to the house.
Experts agree the bigger threat is old paint from before 1978 when lead was taken out. Chips and dust are very dangerous.
You've got to scrape it off, and that's when you have to wear a mask.
Dr. Erica Liebelt has this advice for parents.
Be aware of sources of exposure. So knowing when your house was built, because lead-based paint, and if there's chipping surfaces or dust.
So if you do have any questions about your child and any concerns about paint or anything like that inside your home, please talk with your pediatrician, because lead poisoning is so dangerous for a child. If you have more questions, you can also check the EPA or CDC website. Brenda?
All right, thank you, Cynthia. And you can donate water to Flint, Michigan. Church in Action and the Up Party are hosting a drive in Tuscaloosa. Fill up the truck with water for Flint will be tomorrow from 6 until 6. Organizers are asking for water, wipes, and filters. And you can also donate money to the people of Flint. The truck will be parked at New Vision Baptist Church on University Lane. Again, that's tomorrow from 6 until 6. Another gaming raid in central Alabama, this time at what looks like a child developmental center. But Birmingham police officers seized 28 illegal gambling machines, money, and a firearm. Oh, the business is advertised as Growing Little Lambs Developmental Center, and it's on 1st Avenue North. 2 people were detained at the site. ABC 3340 will continue to follow the case and bring you more information as it comes into us.
Well, new at 6, the U.S. Postal Service is offering a huge reward after one of its letter carriers was robbed in Ensley. The postal worker reported that just before noon, a man got out of a car in the 2800 block of Avenue C and pulled a gun. The robber took several items and drove away. The letter carrier was not harmed. The Postal Service is offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the robber. You can call 877-876-2455.
Working for you to help keep children safe. Blount County's district attorney wants parents to know about the KICK app. And Pamela Casey has information proving children in her county have exchanged personal information with grown men. The DA also learned one of them posting as a child on the messaging app tried to approach a child. Casey recommends all adults remove the apps from their child's smartphone.
I tell everyone, if you wouldn't leave your child in the middle of New York City alone, then you really shouldn't hand them a phone, because what you're doing is putting them out there in the middle of a foreign land and telling them to go about their business, and they don't know what to do.
Pamela Casey says to remove the app from a phone, all you need to do is go into settings, click on restrictions, and move the slider next to the KICK app into the off position.
Well, from our Anniston Bureau, Jacksonville State University students are helping the Homeless Coalition of Northeast Alabama. Now, they are conducting the annual survey of the homeless. ABC 3340's Yasmina Alston joined the group to see how this survey benefits the community.
Bianca Gray and Camilla Dean study social work at Jacksonville State University, but today they took their passion outside the classroom.
Today we're out here counting the homeless in the community of Anniston and surrounding areas.
Both students joined the Homeless Coalition at the right place in Anniston to walk the streets and find those living without a home.
So we can find more resources for the homeless, get an accurate count of who's all homeless, and, you know, find money and agencies for them so we can get them out the cold.
Gray tells me not only does this give them the chance to hear firsthand accounts of being homeless, it also provides them with stories to share with those who can help. That's more than enough for William Woodard, who was outside when he ran into the students, and they guided him to a place he could use.
They sent me here, so now I know, and now I know that it's available to persons that are homeless and that are in need.
He tells me it's nice to not be forgotten, especially because there are so many struggling in this city alone.
I mean, even in small rural cities like this, all across America, they're truly feeling the effects of homelessness.
For him, being homeless isn't new.
I've been homeless and on the road for a good portion of my life.
But counting for something today has made a difference.
I can see it just not on the person's face, but I can see it in the community's eyes and how they're trying to do everything they can to help it, to prevent it, as well as stop it.
In Anniston, Yasmina Alston, ABC 3340.
Now, the Homeless Coalition and its member agencies gather data about the homeless each January. They say the count is a critical component in developing policies and obtaining federal funding to address issues related to homelessness.
Fighting for You is putting smart watches to the test. Which ones are best and which ones are not worth the money?
Yeah, we find out. And if you are an old school gamer, there's a place for you tonight. We'll tell you where you can put your Mario Kart skills to the test. You're watching ABC 3340, working for you.